Yo, what is up guys? Shamus is back here. Now this time I'm going to be reviewing volume 20 of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. And the guy on this cover right here, this dude is a beast, Yoriichi. I'm going to talk about him in a little bit, but where we last left off in volume 19, we had the strongest upper rank demon, Kokushibo. The upper rank 1 demon going off against Genya, Tsunemi, Tokido, and Gyome, and he was just giving all 4 of these dudes the business. We figured out that he knew how to do moon breathing techniques, which was extremely overpowered. So my man Gyome is going off against Kokushibo by himself right now. From the last volume, the man pretty much puts his arms up in a cross like this. So you can see all the Demon Slayer marks on his arms. Well, props to him because we learned something important about these Demon Slayer markings in this volume. Kokushibo said that if you get these, you're supposed to die by the age of 25. And he's able to look at Gyome, and him being 27, and he has the markings, he's pretty much giving them praise right here. What I love about Gyome is that this man's body strength is to his utmost potential, and him being past the age 25 with the Demon Slayer marks is praise of its own. But Kokushibo said there was one other person that he knew that had this same feat, and it's going to be this guy right here on the cover. Like I said, I'm going to talk about him in a minute, but props to Gyome. Tsunemi's hurt right now, but he's able to get back into the fight, and Tokido. This dude is stabbed like a sword is through his chest right now, and he's stuck on a pillar, but he's able to pull himself out of the pillar. He also pulls the sword out of his chest, and this dude is taking so much damage that this man says that he's going to die in a few hours. Now, we already lost a couple of shearers along the story. We lost Sengoku, we lost Shinobu. If Tokido dies, him being the youngest Ashir with the most potential, a descendant of sun-breathing users, I'm going to be pissed if Tokido dies. He's one of my favorites. The man soloed the upper rank 5 demon Gyoko on his own. You can't take that away from me. So Genya's in pretty bad shape right now. From the last volume, Kokushibo effortlessly just cut the man's body in two. So his upper body and his lower body were in 2 separate places. So Tokido helped him reconnect his body. And with Genya, if you remember, he gains demonic powers if he's able to eat some of that demon's flesh. So this man actually eats some of Kokushibo's hair, which helps him regenerate a lot faster. But the thing about eating Kokushibo's hair is that this man's just body starts to tense up, and he can hear Muzan's voice and images in his head. So that's pretty much what Kokushibo sees in his mind also. Genya is such a unique character. I just love the unique things that he can do. Now back to this fight. So we have Gyome and Tsunemi teaming up right now against Kokushibo, and Tsunemi starts to unlock his Demon Slayer mark also. It's pretty cool how all these Demon Slayers and their shears are starting to unlock their Demon Slayer marks now, but the teamwork between Tsunemi and Gyome is pretty nice. They used to train together back in the day, so their coordination is just insane. I love when they combine their breathing techniques together to attack Kokushibo. I think the 2 techniques were called Gale Sudden Gust and Serpentinite. Whatever 2 moves they were, they look nice. And the crazy thing is that even though both these moves hit Kokushibo, all it did was just rip off the man's kimono, the outfit that he was wearing. So just how overpowered is this dude? We see this man shirtless, and his sword got a lot bigger than what we first seen it as. It was a lot longer, and then there was other pieces of the sword sticking out of it. So what the hell? Just how overpowered is this dude? He was able to hurt Gyome and Tsunemi without them even seeing it too. So like in the last volume, I said Kokushibo is a problem, and this guy really is a problem. Bro, when I tell you Kokushibo was giving those 2 the business, this is just ridiculous. The man did his 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th form of his moon breathing technique on him. And the way he just swings his sword is just ridiculous. He cut off 2 of Tsunemi's fingers, and he was just slowing them down tremendously. It was pretty much to the point where Tsunemi was just getting in Gyome's way right now. When Kokushibo was going to do his 10th form on him, that was about to end Tsunemi's life. But luckily, Tokido came in clutch and saved Tsunemi. So clutch job by Tokido. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, this man Genya is in the corner right now looking all scared because, like I said, in the last volume, this man got sliced in half easily. So he's thinking, alright, if I get in the fight, I'm just going to get in the way of everyone else. But props to Tanjiro also, because they had a talk in the past. I was saying, even though if you're the weakest, you can still be the X factor in the fight. Because if we go all the way back and remember the Red Light District arc with Gyutaro and Daki, this man Tanjiro was just getting in everyone's way, but he ended up being the X factor in that fight. slicing off Gyutaro's head. So props to Tanjiro for giving Genya that talk. So this man had a piece of Kokushibo's sword in his like outfit. And remember from the last volume, they pretty much broke off Kokushibo's sword, but even his sword can regenerate. So Genya has a piece of Kokushibo's sword, and he eats that also. Alright, so back to this fight. This man Kokushibo is still working everyone. Now, when this man does his moon breathing 16th form, in my mind, I'm like, this guy has 16 forms of this moon breathing technique. Just how many breathing techniques does this man have in his pocket? This man is just throwing them out like it's nothing. But props to Gyome, Tsunemi, and Tokido because they finally are able to start synchronizing their attacks and landing some nice blows on Kokushibo. And one cool thing about Gyome is that he's always like holding this little bead thing, and the beads, I guess they're called rosaries. He's able to throw one at Kokushibo and it attaches to his hand, and this makes his attacks more dull. So pretty much props to him for doing that. But also, Gyome is starting to hang with this man Kokushibo, and the thing that caught my interest is that Kokushibo said, is he able to see the same world that I'm able to see? Now me thinking, alright, Kokushibo used to be a Demon Slayer back in the past. He has these Demon Slayer marks on him. I'm assuming that he's able to see the transparent world just like Tanjiro can see it. And maybe Gyome can see the transparent world also. So it's pretty cool that other Demon Slayers can use this ability also because it seems extremely overpowered. So they switch back to Genya, and Genya looks like a savage right now. If we take a look at his gun, it has eyeballs all over it, kind of looking just like Kokushibo's sword. Now keep in mind, he did eat a piece of his hair and a piece of his sword, so Genya looks awesome right now. Now when he shoots his gun at Kokushibo, it pierces him and something interesting happens. We get pretty much pieces of like tree branches coming out of Kokushibo's body. So tree branches are coming out of him and it kind of roots to the ground, making him not able to move at all. And this pretty much immobilizes him, and my man Gyome comes in for the final strike with the big spike ball that he always uses. And when this happens, we get a flashback. Now whenever we see a flashback, that means the demon is about to die. So I'm getting slightly happy, and this was an interesting backstory also. So with this flashback, this happened way back in the past, and Kokushibo was still a demon at the time, but it showed him and his twin younger brother, Yoriichi right here, and this guy's a beast. I'm about to start talking about him right now, but it showed those two, and they haven't seen each other for 60-ish years. So Yoriichi was in his 80s. The dude looked extremely old, fragile, and brittle at the moment, but he still had his Demon Slayer markings, which was interesting because when you get these markings, it's supposed to shorten your lifespan, but this man lived up to 80-ish years old, and these two clashed, and Yoriichi was always the superior one, Kokushibo, and his human name was Michikatsu Tsugikuni. So, but I'm gonna say Kokushibo. So Kokushibo and them clashed, and Kokushibo couldn't do anything about him. Yoriichi was just a better swordsman in every way. Kokushibo cannot touch this man, but when Yoriichi was about to get the final blow, the man just stood there, and that's how he died. So Yoriichi never got the final blow on him, and it's crazy because that man lived so long at that age, getting the Demon Slayer marks. And when I say he was the first one to do that, Himejima was the second one to do that. So props to those two because that's a feat that like only 2 Demon Slayers have ever done. Bro, if Yoriichi took one more breath, this man would have ended Kokushibo right there. So Kokushibo having to live with that for like 400 plus years, knowing that his twin younger brother was always better than him and he could have just owned you like that, that's got to be hard for him. But the flashback momentarily ends, and this man does another OP move. Like I said, Gyome was about to get the final strike on him, and Kokushibo was immobilized right now. But this man sprouts a whole bunch of pieces of his sword comes out of his body right now, injuring everyone around him. Gyome, Tsunemi, Tokido got it the worst, I think. Genya got hurt too. So just how overpowered is this man Kokushibo? The man can sprout his sword out of his own body and pretty much slash out these moon breathing techniques at everyone. So yo, this dude is crazy. Now, there were 2 clutch things that happened in this fight, and one thing that I forgot to mention is that while most of this action was going on, this man Tokido had his sword pierced through Kokushibo, so this man was in close range to Kokushibo, taking a lot of damage, probably taking it the worst out of everyone. Well, while his sword is through Kokushibo right now, it turns red. Now, the only time I seen a red Nichiren sword, I think, was on this volume cover with Yoriichi. So when Tokido did this, it pretty much immobilized Kokushibo, and it felt like his insides were burning. So something about a red Nichiren sword is a major weakness to demons. And the other clutch thing that happened was that Genya did his blood demon art, which pretty much made the tree branches sprout out of Kokushibo again. So two factors, the red Nichiren sword and these tree branches. Now these completely immobilize Kokushibo. He can't do anything at all. So Gyomei launches a spike ball at Kokushibo's neck right now and is still not able to penetrate it. That's how strong the upper rank 1 demon is. The strongest Hashira physically can't even cut the man's neck off. It's not until Sanemi, the Wind Hashira, comes in clutch and just swings his sword at Gyomei's spike ball, pretty much increasing the force of the attack, and this is what finally causes Kokushibo's head to come off. And once again, it took the Demon Slayers everything they got to take down the upper rank demon. And back in the flashback, Yoriichi said that one day there would be Demon Slayers like that would surpass us in strength, and Kokushibo never believed that. Well, you learned that today. These guys finally took down the upper rank 1 demon. Damn, this fight was intense. But the crazy thing is, after they did all that, this man Kokushibo is still going. So we got another Akaza situation where a demon is regenerating even when their neck is cut off. So this is crazy. This man Kokushibo is still regenerating. Like, once he regenerates though, he becomes one of the ugliest looking demons I've ever seen. The dude looks like a monster, and when he sees himself through the reflection of Sanemi's sword, he's actually surprised about how he looks. He's pretty much questioning, what have I become? The man started to question what he was living for, and him being defeated by Yoriichi hundreds of years ago, the man wanted to live all this time because he didn't want to witness another defeat like he had in the past. The truth of the matter is, the man just wanted to be like his younger brother, which he failed miserably at, if you ask me. The man just wanted to be like his younger brother, but he just could never live to that expectation. This is where we see his body really start to crumble now. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty sure that this man Kokushibo is defeated now. When the body starts to crumble away, that's like an automatic lock for that demon's been defeated. So Kokushibo is crumbling away right now, and we get back to this backstory. Now the backstory explains more of this beast right here. This dude was born with the Demon Slayer marks, which I don't think we've ever seen that before in the Demon Slayer. So he was born with the Demon Slayer marks, and pretty much when their parents seen that, these two were twin brothers, Kokushibo and Yoriichi. So when they seen Yoriichi born with the Demon Slayer marks, they pretty much thought his life was gonna end. So they were pretty much gonna kill him when he was a kid, but for some reason they kept him alive. They just said, alright, we're gonna send him to a temple when he gets to 10 years old. And the man didn't even speak till he was 7 years old. So they pretty much thought that he was a kid with no talent and he was just gonna die eventually because of the Demon Slayer marks. Well, they couldn't have been more wrong. The actual truth was, this man Yoriichi was the one with all the talent in the world. This man was doing things Kokushibo couldn't do in his dreams. He was better all around with a sword. He had special eye abilities to help him in battle. I'm assuming he was able to see the transparent world because he had the Demon Slayer markings. The man was just gifted in every single way, and it's pretty funny because they were going to send him to a temple when he was 10 years old because they thought he was going to be a waste. But the funny thing is, they were going to send Kokushibo to the temple now. So they pretty much said that Yoriichi was the gifted child and they were going to throw away Kokushibo. And it's crazy because as gifted as Yoriichi is, the man doesn't even like to fight. He doesn't even like to hurt people. So that would just rub me, like, that would make it a lot more insulting to me if I was his brother. Like, you're better at me than this and you don't even like doing this. I know Kokushibo was mad. So Yoriichi, being the nice brother that he is, he didn't want Kokushibo to get sent to a temple. So he actually ended up running away, and these two haven't seen each other in 10 years. So Kokushibo grew up. he met a wife, he started a family, he became a samurai, and one day him and his samurai partners went on a mission to take out a demon, and this demon killed all of his partners, and when the demon was about to kill Kokushibo, that's where Yoriichi came and saved his life, and this man Yoriichi took out the demon easily, and the way this man used the sword, Kokushibo just said he mastered it. This man was a master swordsman, and he said that this man can even defeat Muzan. That's high praise right there if the upper rank 1 demon can say a demon slayer can defeat Muzan, because Muzan's the strongest demon out of all of them. What I loved about Yoriichi right here is that this man was pretty much the perfect demon slayer, and no one could compare to his sun breathing techniques. He was also a great teacher, so he pretty much taught all the other demon slayers how to do techniques derived off of their own strengths. So this is how we see all these different versions of breathing techniques. Sun breathing was the first one, but all the other ones derived from it. So it's pretty cool how he was able to teach other demon slayers this. Even Kokushibo, which is pretty sad also that your twin brother can use sun breathing, but he can't. But even he used the derived version. That's how he learned moon breathing techniques. So during this era, all the demon slayers were getting a lot stronger, and they were starting to manifest the demon slayer markings on their body. This is when they all started dying one after another, because like I said earlier, if you get these demon slayer markings, you're not going to make it past the age of 25. So Kokushibo even had the markings also, but him thinking he was going to die, he chose the dark path. He pretty much met Muzan. This is how he became a demon. He didn't want to die at the age of 25, so him becoming a demon, he was able to live for hundreds of years. So pretty much that's how the demon slayer markings originated from. And what's funny is that when these two met like 60-ish years later, and Yoriichi was 80-ish plus years old, this was another insult to Kokushibo's face, because I had to become a demon to be able to live past this demon slayer markings. And here you are, 80-ish plus years old, and you're still alive. The demon slayer markings didn't take you out. So another insult to Kokushibo's face. This man Yoriichi was just above the laws of nature. Like, there was nothing this guy couldn't do. The fact that Kokushibo was never on Yoriichi's level, the fact that this man abandoned his family to get stronger, he pretty much gave away his humanity, he became a demon, he ate people, all this to try and get stronger than his brother, but this man was just always inferior to Yoriichi, and this was his downfall pretty much. And it's sad, you know, it's a sad backstory, but his body was pretty much completely crumbled away right now. All that was left was his kimono laying on the ground, and inside of it was a flute that Yoriichi gave him when they were kids. So it's crazy he still held on to that memory about his twin younger brother. And man, what a backstory. That's where the volume ends right now, and this was a crazy fight right here. The upper rank 1 demon, Kokushibo, was a beast, but this man Yoriichi right here, this man was a bigger beast right here. Pretty much the perfect demon slayer, and the fight was intense. Now, I'm wondering in the next volume what the after effects are going to be from this fight right here, because a lot of these demons took some damage. You know, Kokushibo said that Gyome was going to die tonight from the demon slayer marking, so I hope that Gyome doesn't die. Tokido took some damage. I hope he doesn't die. I'm excited to read the next volume, because I really don't want any other Hashiras or demon slayers to lose their life right now, but from reading all these other volumes, it's always bound to happen. Someone's gonna pass away. I'm gonna get pissed, but yo, this volume right here, Yoriichi, you're just the man. You're just the man. I gotta get a poster of you or something. You're just awesome. That was my review of volume 20 of Demon Slayer. Yo, we're just knocking these volumes out. We're almost to the end of the story right now. I'm loving what I'm reading right now. Thanks guys for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and peace.